What is up, YouTube? This is your boy Armaret, and since today is Monday, that means that last night was The Walking Dead. And as always, I come to you bringing my thoughts, my reviews on the episode, and as always, there are spoilers. So if you have not watched it, click off now and then come back once you've watched it. So this week's episode was called "I Ain't Judas," and I think I kind of want to preface, how I feel about this episode by saying it reminded me a lot of season 2. So as I'm telling you what happened, kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So essentially the entire episode centers around pretty much both Herschel and Carle challenging Rick to be that leader or go away. So pretty much Herschel screams, come back here, you're gonna make this decision. You can't just say, this is a democracy, and if you don't want it, you can get out of here, and then not make important decisions. To which Carle then goes to Rick and says, I don't think you should be the leader anymore. And this is kind of like a pivotal scene, because you think to yourself, is Carle doing this because for the betterment of the group, or is because he cares for his dad and he sees the amount of pressure that he's on because of everybody dying, and he kind of wants to take that burden off his shoulders. And I'm leaning more towards on the back end, that he cares more for his father, and that's why he's asked him to step down. And the second big thing that happened is that Andrea went to the prison and met up with everybody, and this is the first time they've all seen her. And she's originally treated very hostile. She's taken into the prison. All of her weapons are taken away, and they're like, "Why are you here? Why'd you side with the governor?" And she's essentially saying, "Hey, I'm trying to broker peace. Woodbury's fantastic. Come back with us." And then Carle, I love Carle. I'm telling you, she's gonna be the sneaky dark horse as to who could be a good leader. Where she goes to Andrea and says, screw the guy and then kill him. It's just very matter of fact. Go fuck him and then kill him. And I was like, whoa, Carle, that's awesome. But at the end of the day, Andrea decides to go back to Woodbury, to where the governor sees her and says, why'd you come back? Did they kick you out? And she says, no, I came back on my own accord. And he's like, pretty much thinking, awesome, I can trust her again. They have sex. She then takes like a pocket knife and stands over him while he's asleep, and then decides not to kill him. Then that's the end of the episode. Exactly. That is the entirety of the episode in a 2.5-minute nutshell. Nothing really happened this week. And while I know not every week can be huge and awesome, this episode was leaving quite a bit to be desired. And this is kind of what I mean by it reminded me a lot of season 2, because season 2 at the farm with Herschel was all about getting comfortable, meeting these new characters and doing this and that, and not a whole lot happened. And I kind of see where they're going with this, because now that Daryl's back and Herschel's, and Carle are stepping up as leaders, it's a way for them to kind of, transition. Does Rick step up and be that leader, or does he kind of step aside like he does in the comics for a little bit, and the group thrives? And it also kind of sets up this dynamic in which Andrea knows they're there, how much is she willing to give away, which reminds me of the last thing that happens in the episode was Tyrese and the gang, those 4 people, get up to Woodbury, and the governor finds out that they crossed paths with Rick. And of course, what do those 2 asshole guys say? They're like, we know the layout, we'll show you, we'll kill him with you. And then Tyrese is like, man, dude, I just want to be safe and a good place to sleep. We'll do whatever we can to help. So now you're thinking, is Tyrese going to betray Rick and help the governor kill him? And I actually think what's going to happen is, those 2 assholes are going to die. It's a given. If you're an asshole on the show, you die. Just saying. And I think Tyrese is going to start helping the governor until he realizes who he is, and he's going to side with Rick. And that's what's going to kind of bring him into the group and into that dynamic. So, and then you see it in the previews for next week, you see that they're actually going to go see the governor. And then in the episode, Rick says, "I'm going to go see the governor. I'm bringing Michonne and Carle," which is two quite unique people. I mean, I get Michonne. She is the warrior. She's very stealthy, though she also hates the governor, and it's going to really piss off the governor to see her. And then Carle, the kid, badass, very stoic, smart as hell, great shot, but I don't quite get it, because I know he's leaving Daryl and Herschel in charge of the prison, but we'll see where that takes us next week. But back to this episode, because I know I've been kind of rambling. Like I said, it really wasn't my favorite, though I see the end game that they're going for. This episode was all about Andrew really realizing how big of a liar that the governor is, realizing that he tried to kill Michonne twice, that he tried to kill Maggie and Glen, that he did go and attack the prison, and that they didn't attack him first. And it's setting up all those pieces for her to ultimately betray the governor and rejoin the group, but it's just so slow. So I'm looking forward to what the next few weeks actually kind of holds. And the one thing they did do, which I do kind of like, is they had God, what's Herschel's other daughter? I don't remember it, but the girl who sang early on the season when they're outside the prison, they're doing it again inside, and it always kind of gives this nice step back, where you kind of think this is what they do at night. They kind of relax, and she sings, and it's kind of a way to kind of be at one in peace. So I thought that was a great way to close out the episode. But can't wait to see what's coming. And as always, in the comments below, put what you thought about the episode and where you think that The Walking Dead is heading. And as always, have a good one.